elation when independence day comes around. We keep saying we are free to chant our own destiny. There's no more mother country. But don't care how we dance up in the street, our independence is not complete. So come let me rally around the CCJ without delay. Not tomorrow, but today. Caribbean people, this is another chance to advance towards total independence. Those who strip the life from we should never ever be in charge of our apex code. We have in the Caribbean men and women of distinction. So for the CCJ you must vote. Come let me rally around the CCJ without delay. Not tomorrow, but today. I know Mary Show would have been proud to say, oh yeah, the CCJ on the way. Down with colonialism, that was the slogan.
Yes, indeed.
Down to Belmopan.
Good morning to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Once again, it is time for Hard Talk, and it's a kind of mixed Monday. It's a bit of rain, a bit of sun. According to where you are, you're getting sun. According to where you are, you're getting rain. That's how we are blessed people, you know.
Very blessed.
Yeah, so if you had the activity you need to do in the sun, you just go to an extra Grenada and you could do it there. Yes, indeed. My name is Sheldon Scott.
I'm Devon Romain.
Yeah, he's in studio this morning. Say that again for them.
I'm Devon Romain, yes.
Are you hearing him clear? Are you hearing him clear, right? Yeah, he's in studio with us.
And I'm back. And my apologies to for being absent and not being able to, co-host together with Sheldon. But hey, you know what? He has been holding the fort from ever, so yeah, have no fear.
Fought for we are
and thanks to all those who who send out best wishes to me, and so my entire Hard Talk family. Good morning to you and thank you. And I'm back, not 100%, but I'm there.
Yes, indeed. All right, and our phone numbers are 4407377
and 347-329-3101.
Yeah, we have some information to get today. Yeah, a lot of information to get today. We will be giving you a lot of information today, and yeah, we will be doing all kind of things today. I might drag the Marco bench. You never know. If I decide I'm playing fast today, might drag the Marco bench.
Yeah, since Friday I had threatening to drag the Marco bench.
I want to drag the Marco bench here, but sometimes. Boy, that Marco bench. I mean, I get a little Christmas coming up, so I dust it off.
You need to.
I give it a little coat of varnish and thing. I fix it up nice. Christmas coming. I have to clean up my Marco bench.
The one of the legs kind of rusty, yeah. So
yeah, I mean, you paint that over and all that.
Yeah, and everything like that. So
yeah, so get some WD-40. Hold back on the WD. Yes. Hey, let's say a special good morning to Miss Clytie.
Yes.
Yeah, Miss Clytie. Hey, Miss Clytie's granddaughter, which is the granddaughter of the late Leslie Pierre. Yeah. And we all know Leslie Pierre. You can't be Grenadian if you don't know Mr. Leslie Pierre. You think you're Grenadian if you don't know Mr. Leslie Pierre. Yeah, the late Leslie Pierre. His granddaughter has just been admitted to the bar in the U.S. I believe it's in New York. She's been admitted to the New York State Bar.
That's good news.
Yeah, so now she's a lawyer. No, she ain't admitted to the bars and she could go in and buy drinks. No, not that. All them just misunderstand the thing. And all I want to go and say now, Sheldon say that the girl could go and buy drinks now. No, that is not what I say. Right? She's admitted to the bar in as she is now licensed to practice law in that territory. All right?
That's
nice.
Wonderful news.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so she admitted to the bars and she could go and buy what drink she wanted. Yeah. All right, good, nice, beautiful. So 4407377
and 347-329-3101.
And we are live on 89.5 CRFM Community Radio on your frequency modulated.
97.5 City Songs out there in River Road.
Yes, indeed. 92.9 Sister Isle FM out there in Karaku. Hey, Sister Isle is about to celebrate their anniversary soon. They're having something like, I'll play a little something on it later, yeah? Mm-hmm.
And in Brooklyn, New York, We Vibes Radio 94.9. Good morning to all our listeners, wherever you are listening to us this morning. It's a beautiful morning in Grenada.
Yeah, we know Wade is still kind of down in the dumps.
Yes.
Yeah, after the passing of DJ Cockney.
Yeah.
So, I know, boy. This October, a lot of people clearing out, but I need to tell you.
October has been, over the years, a month to pay a lot of attention to. In all different ways.
And we are Devon in studio, and we're coming up in a few days, huh?
Oh, what's the date today? The 15th?
The 15th, yeah.
Today, the 15th of October 1983, would have been the second or going on the third day of the house arrest of former Prime Minister Maurice Bishop. And you would have different little sparks of demonstration around or whipping up the support by Unison Whiteman and
I don't know, they go and pose and shake plane and thing.
Well, no, that was coming somewhere around the 17th. That would have been somewhere around tomorrow, the 17th. Coming there, you will find the thing beefed up.
I'm raising your volume. I want to make sure people hear you properly.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, you would have seen the around the 17, 16, 17 demonstration in Grenville and little sparks, around the tongue and so. And you would have find the party itself was hardening its stance in terms of negotiations and so, because still having Maurice Bishop under house arrest, the people was beginning to get angry because of lack of information thereof, So these couple of days leading up to the 19th would have been very, a lot of tension in the air, right? Uncertainty and so on. Grenadians would have, felt that, was wondering what would happen next, knowing that the man that you knew as your leader, Prime Minister, is under house arrest, and you do not know what will be the outcome of that situation. So,
Devon, I asked an interesting question. I thought it was an interesting question. Maybe about a week or so ago, online, and before I go there, let's say a special good morning to all of you online. Antonia,
yes.
Right, I hope Javon ain't in problems, right? Yes. Yeah, Brenda and Joel and Shirley, Augustine, yeah, man. Augustine here, the ras back in the studio with me, man. Yeah. Carol Decoto, good morning to you.
Good morning, Carol. That's my good friend in Karaku.
Hold on. Thank you very much for just exposing that. Brother man, you near make me get some lash
because of that.
Karaku. Paddy's Enterprise, are you listening?
Oh my God.
I hope Sister Isle on and Paddy's Enterprise listening. You near make me get lash.
Yeah, Carol Decoto. That's my
Mr. Man,
back in the day,
it's
friend.
not Carol alone listening at Paddy's Enterprise. The entire staff is listening.
Yes, well, that
Right.
I'm so sorry.
You used to call Carol.
Yeah.
And the entire staff at Paddy's Enterprise is listening.
My apologies.
I go in Paddy's Enterprises with the CCJ committee. They did a presentation to Paddy's Enterprise, among other businesses and groups of individuals in Karaku week before. And in going there, I was kind of watching our weed eater there because I find our weed eater look like he could cut down tree in Granitang and thing.
Blade and thing.
But if you see this side of our weed eater, and the thing reasonable price, eh?
Oh yeah, 450.
But watch, I feel that thing, if you put that thing, it cutting down tree and all, them take tree and all, it taking that and all. But anyway, I'm going that. Me and thing until Paddy staff at the end of the activity start on me. They say, oh, so only Carol, only Carol, only Carol, all you're calling out. Devon, not me.
That's who I know is my good friend, and I apologize to all the members of staff.
No, when you say all, I have to call out the names. It's part of our agreement. So Sarana, Richard, Carol, Corona, Doreen, Agnes, Dion, Sybil, Romella, Delroy, Teron, Andrew, Sherlan, and Winston. That's the staff out there at Paddy's Enterprise
Good
in
morning.
Carriacou.
Good
I'm
morning.
making sure
All of you.
I'm signing myself. You never put me in trouble. And here's the thing, I have to go back in Carriacou.
Yeah, yes.
I have to go back up to Carriacou now, and I would just like to offer my sympathies on air to my family, my Carriacou family, my actually a blood, as in we carry the same genetics, blood, DNA, same kind of thing family, on the passing of my good cousin Laurel.
Yeah, Laurel.
Yeah,
girl,
out there in Hillsborough, man. And Devon, you're a good friend too.
Very good friend, and I get to know her through my old friend Curtis Boney. That's her husband.
Yeah.
And so and we played football and everything. And she was a wonderful woman, man.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And the thing is, every time I pass by Uncle Ba,
yes, you
I
must
usually pass by her.
Yeah, because they close
so
by.
I pass by Ba, and when I pass there, I see the sign up, closed until further notice. As when I'm going until I see another cousin, and they say, "Was she down here?" So that's another story.
That one shocked me.
Yeah, it kind of catch me off guard too, eh?
Yeah,
believe me.
To Mandy and Curtis and everybody, or immediate family and so.
Yeah, that one.
My sympathies.
That one catch me off guard. Yeah. So believe me, I'll be back in Carriacou sooner than you know.
Always have a smile on her face, no matter what.
And
I know she has that pleasant smile.
Well, I tell you, put me in danger too. You see, I just pass in front by Paddy's as one of the shortcuts when I go in and visit my aunt over in Kako.
Okay.
So it have a little shortcut. I usually pass there sometimes, where you pass down through a truck and you take a look road. Well, I know the road. It's difficult to explain, but I know where I'm going. Once I hit the truck, I know where I'm going. So I had to pass right in front of Paddy's Enterprise. So if I had get 2 lash of lumber, it was your fault.
No, Carl would have stopped them.
If I get 2 lash of lumber, it was your fault. Suppose somebody just, the brute, watch, I'll accidentally hit him at 2i4. You would have been cause of that. Right.
Oh man. So staff at Paddy's, no more would I be calling just Carol.
Yeah, Paddy's Enterprise.
Paddy's Enterprise staff, good morning to all of you. But a special good morning to Carol. I still have to rub it in. You know? I can't help myself.
You know you might end up in Carriacou.
I will end up in Carriacou, so you know. And so again, I mean it's such sad times, when you lose such vibrant and energetic, persons
again
around.
And lose in the same week, huh?
Yeah, again and a lose, yes.
Yeah, we'll leave that.
Well, yeah, we'll leave that one day.
Yes, indeed.
So,
and folks, as I said, we're in Carriacou with the CCJ committee, and we had some wonderful meetings with the Imani trainees up there. There was a wonderful meeting with them, and very, very pointed, interesting questions. Also out in Petit Martinique with the Petit Martinique community.
Ask that particular meeting, how did that go?
That was wonderful. That was an excellent meeting. Didn't see some of the hard talk people out.
Okay.
But I got excuses. They sent in excuses, so I know.
All right. So
like I know certain ones had to go and see about their grandchildren. I know others had other things that they had to do on that particular day. But even without the normal hard talk crew, we had quite a significant amount of people that came out for that meeting in Petit Martinique. And not only came out, they didn't just come out, they participated. So they asked questions and so on and so on. It had one young lady, man. She had Dr. Alexis on the airs because she asking questions and she arguing questions and arguing the point and so on. And I know Dr. Alexis, he likes nothing better than that.
Yeah.
He want a boring show.
Yeah.
He want a boring show. Ask him questions. Yeah. So this Wednesday though, the committee will be moving to St. Patrick. I'll be giving some more information on that, specifically the location. And so I don't want to give one location, ends up being another one. I want to confirm. So it will be taking place in St. Patrick. There's the possibility we may have another regional person coming in to give their views on the Caribbean Court of Justice as well. There's a possibility of that. I don't want to say the person, and next thing that doesn't come through. I didn't get confirmation that they will be coming. So as soon as we do get that, we will be letting you know.
Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt was in Grenada on Wednesday last, I believe.
Yes.
Right, in St. David. So what was the response and the enthusiasm by the persons who attended the forum?
In my view, you had what I believe was one of the bigger forums that we've had. After the launch itself, I think that the St. David Forum has been one of the bigger forums that we've had. But you had one thing that I think happened there that has been happening continually, whether it's the St. John Advisory Forum or wherever, with the exception of Carriacou, they didn't take the boat to come up. But you have what I've been referring to as the traveling circus of no.
Yeah, the team.
These 4 or 5 individuals that come and ask the very same question
every time
at every forum. And I think it needs to stop. That's my view.
It's
I think there are
embarrassing to
other
them,
people that need to ask questions. If you ask a question at forum A and you've received a response, because I've heard Dr. Francis Alexis respond to these questions. I've heard Mr. Ruggles Ferguson respond to these questions. I've heard other members, Mr. Robert Branch, I've heard other members of the committee respond to these very same questions. It's not new questions, but you have these same members of the traveling circus of no that show up at every opportunity or call to every radio program except this one. They ain't go call.
No, they won't go call.
So every radio program,
and we want
every
them
television
to call,
program, they go afraid.
Yeah. Don't be
They go
afraid. Call
afraid.
us. Yes.
They go afraid. Yeah, believe me, they go afraid. Because, for instance, I was making the point on Friday that you have quite a few of them that have been saying that the bill has not been circulated. When I know for a fact that the bill was in 2 local newspapers about 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, in 2 local newspapers, the entire bill from page 1 down to page 17. And even though you say 17 pages, the first 5 pages are like a preamble. They're not anything substantive to say, well, okay, we need to go into this in detail. It just says section 1 is where we want to change the name from Privy Council here to Privy Council there. Section 2 is where we want to change this.
So just formalities.
Formalities. And then you go into the bill itself, and all the bill is basically saying is that where you have the Privy Council, you take out the Privy Council and you put in the CCJ. Yeah? And the powers that would have been put onto the Privy Council, those powers are not now put onto the CCJ. So it's not to say that, according to one caller last week, that you need a whole year or so to go over. That's nonsense. Absolute stupidness. It's nonsense. I'll call it what it is with no apology. It's nonsense. Don't need a whole year to go through that. Yeah? It is simple. It is straightforward. Also, outside of copies of the bill being in the newspapers, because this has become a big discussion, that people can't see the bill and there's no availability of the bill and nobody can get the bill and this sort of thing. And folks, remember to like and share the live. Yeah. Outside of that, outside of the bill being published in the newspaper, the bill is on the CCJS Facebook page. For those who are technically inclined, it's on the CCJS Facebook page. I think we've shared it on Hard Talk before too, I'll check. But I believe it's been shared via Hard Talk as well.
Also, too, there's a list, copy of the bills on a number of places within the different parishes.
Well, I wasn't even going on to that one until last. Because when you put forward the bill, it had to be published in all of the places, like where you put the lists. So you put the list of names of people that are registered electors in that area. So you have the list of names of registered electors there, and you also have a copy of the bill there. So it's not like a person has to leave and go somewhere else to try and find it necessarily. It's being brought into the communities itself.
Exactly.
Outside of that, every media house that is part of the parliamentary media fraternity. Now, not every media house goes to the parliament. For instance, Power FM, they don't have a newsroom that is accredited to parliament. Yeah? WeFM, they are accredited. So they would have received it. GBN, they would have received it. Right? So all the accredited, those with news and so that are accredited to the parliament, when the parliamentarians receive their copy of the bill, the media houses receive a copy of the bill at the same time. And it's done that way so that when the bill is being discussed in parliament, media person A or media person B would have the opportunity to be able to follow the bill clause by clause as they're going through, or part by part as they're going through, because sometimes you go through part by part, sometimes you go through clause by clause. Part by part is you might go through part 1, which has several clauses under it. You just go through that as a whole. Or you may decide that there are specific things you want to see, so you want to go through clause by clause by clause. So the media person has a copy of the bill, whether they get it before or they get it on their table when they get to Parliament on the morning, so that they too can follow the bill. So when the bill is laid in Parliament, all the documents, some people do like there's some level of secrecy in relation to bills or so. No popo. The media does have every one of them. I challenge anybody in the media to tell me differently. Anybody in the media who is accredited to Parliament. They don't just send it to everybody in the media. They give a folder, the same folder that's given to the parliamentarians. The only thing that might be missing is the different magazines that parliamentarians may get, like the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association magazine. That might be the only thing that's missing from the media packet. But they get the same reports and all of the other documents that are given to parliamentarians in their packet, because they give you a folder when there's a parliament sitting. Always trying to move out of that and do it electronically. But they give you a folder, and that same packet is given to the media. So there's no excuse to say, well, okay, the media doesn't have it. The media has it, and they have had it for quite a significant amount of time.
I also noticed on a particular shop or two shops where usually you'll find the electoral list. I didn't see the bill, a copy of the bill, but what they did, they put a copy right there and telling you exactly, you can't find it here, where you can go to find it. So there's information, and so for persons to go out there and seek. And so wherever you usually see a particular, because I've seen it in a particular shop where the bill is not there, but there is a document that's there right on the shop door telling you exactly where you can find a copy of that bill, and which is good. You understand?
So people can get copies of the bill and they can also go to the
parliamentary electoral office.
Parliamentary electoral office would have a copy of the bill. The main office would have a copy of the bill there, but also the government printery.
Yeah,
you can get a copy of the bill there. So you can get a copy of the bill from the government printery. You can go and you could purchase a copy of it. They usually sell these things. So it might just be a few cents, $1 or so.
And some of us need to make that extra effort.
It's in the government gazette as well.
Of course, it has to be there. Yeah, we need to make that extra effort as a people to inform ourselves about things that affects us, and not just let other people come and tell us what we need to do. As individuals, we need to help educate our own selves and our children, and so on. Make that extra effort to go out there, find the information. Technology is available where you don't have to go nowhere. You have internet in your home, right, and everything like that. You just go on the website, CCJ website, and you will definitely get that information.
As I said earlier, Devon, I believe that they are the traveling circus of no, and I refuse to change the name. The traveling circus of no, and you know what a circus does have in it, right? So a traveling circus of no. And again, I want to clarify, because people have a way of trying to twist what people say these days. Yeah? So I want to clarify that not everybody that says no, I believe, is a member of the traveling circus of no. I'll make an example. For instance, the Trade Union Council representative in the Senate. I do not class him as a member of the traveling circus of no. Yeah, he has his concerns and so, and he has put forward his concerns on behalf of the trade union movement, and that's one thing. Yeah, concerns. But for people who put in these red herrings, these non-issues, these non-existent things, and saying they don't know, they don't know, they don't know, they don't know. You have a barrel of water at home that's clean and treated, and still you're saying you're thirsty.
And you know what upsets me with them? When they attend these forums, they basically want to hog the entire, most of the time, people have to ask questions and discussions, because they will have, as you say, 7 and 8 questions every time they go to a different forum, and they would not give the persons, that chance to I don't know, man.
But the main problem is that it's the same 7 or 8 questions that they ask at every forum. And they want to preface, they want to start with a preamble that is at least 5 to 10 minutes long
Yes.
before they get into the questions. Then they want to ask questions and pause for responses.
And sometimes answer it for
and
themselves.
then respond to the answer for the question and then ask a next question. Meanwhile, there are people who are sitting in the audience, troops in and turning,
Exactly,
because
and
they
getting up
have
and
questions
go. Yeah.
that they would like to ask and they're not getting the opportunity because the traveling circus of no wants to just hog the mic at every opportunity.
And that's disgusting. I've seen it in the Luke Cinema in Grenville, right?
Yeah,
Two
you have
of-
some members
two
of
of
the
them,
traveling circus
yeah.
and no up there as
You
well.
understand? And I was like, come on. And they walking with big, packet of things with all sorts of questions. And what? The same thing over and over. Man, people, you need to give the general population a chance to ask the questions and to, come on.
These individuals are the individuals that believe that they're just smarter than everybody else.
Yeah.
That nobody has enough sense to be able to do things unless they pass it through them or they agree with it. So they would travel the big set of documents and so on. Because they believe when they travel the big set of documents, that the average person seeing that is going to say now, well, okay, well, he seems very intelligent. Look at how much documents he has with him. He must know what he's talking about and so on. But ask them to quote from the document.
Yeah.
Ask them what the documents actually have in it.
I watch some of them with a big quota of documents, and they're talking about they looking, they keep on just turning pages, looking for what? And you have the mic, and people is losing their patience, and so, look, yes, you're Grenadian.
Traveling circus, I know.
Yeah, yeah, right. The traveling circus, we know you concerned. But in my view, you have too much of unnecessary concerns. Your role should be helping educate, bringing more information about the CCJ than basically just going around trying to deter people, right? To make people not make up their mind or decide for them no about the CCJ. Help educate them. You empower people. But then again, persons like you all don't like to empower people. You like to be the one talking down to Grenadians. And we Grenadians, we are not having that. We're not having that anymore.
We're not taking that from nobody.
Nobody.
Boss. I'm telling you, the
That's
traveling
right.
circus of no.
Yeah,
The traveling circus of no. I don't know who is Bozo the clown. I don't know who is who in it. But the traveling circus of no. We have a call on the line. Let's go to the call.
Good morning and welcome.
Yes, Devon, good morning to you and welcome back.
Good morning, Leslie, and thank you very much, my
Right.
friend.
First of all, let me let you know that this 17-page document, we have to take a whole year to read it. You might get what I'm saying after the program. But 17 pages, a whole 12 months we have to take to read that 17-page document. Well, that's a mystery. But let me just put in something here. I heard last week on the news that the NDC is complaining about some fake media page. Now, I don't support this thing. And you see, I know people would have done that with the NDC before. It's not that I'm supporting it. I think that people should stop creating fake profiles and stuff, because that is very detrimental. And right now in Grenada, you could get locked up for that. I think charge and fine and confine, something like that.
According to what is posted. According to what is posted.
Okay. Yeah. But so time is counting down. Sorry, I would not be able to be in Grenada to vote in support of the CCJ. But I think, as you all was rightfully saying a few minutes ago, some persons, they just make up their mind. They don't want to learn. So they're just going to vote no. So the fact that they're going to go from meeting to meeting and hold the mic for this long time is because their mind is already fixed. They block their mind, in my view, from learning, and they're trying that other people not learn too. But I think Grenadians, the majority of Grenadians are wiser than that, I think personally the CCJ is a good thing. Again, as I said on Friday, if you think that it's bad, just look at Barbados and see how bad it was for them. See how bad it was. And it was the government that the CCJ ruled against. So, and some people are saying, oh, it's political. It's not a political court. It's not a political court. It's not like the Supreme Court here in the U.S. that is political. The president,
That's a political
That's
call.
a serious one.
well, let me not say that. Let me take it back. But
No,
It's
no,
true.
it's true.
I take back that. But it's not like the Supreme Court here in the U.S. where the president of the United States, once there is a vacancy, says who he wants to see on the court, and then it goes to the Senate and stuff for vote. It's not like that. It's not. So we don't have the prime ministers in our region saying, well, they want to see this person, X or Y person, on the court. It's
You want to
not
know
like
something?
that. So
You know much people in
ahead.
the United States right now are praying that Ruth Bader Ginsburg, that the judge, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, the female judge on the court, you know many people in the United States praying right now that that lady don't close her eye before the government change in the U.S.
Telling you, problems.
You know much people praying because if she closes her eyes and President Trump ends up with another appointment, well,
we in trouble.
Well,
a lot
all
of things
hell
going to
break
be
loose.
overturned in the United States. A lot of stuff will be overturned in the United States, according to the makeup of the court. You see, that's what political interference is. That you
That's
put
correct.
you put your like-minded individuals and politically like-minded and so on judges in charge, and then you end up with a Supreme Court that could lean one way or lean the other way.
That is it. That is exactly it. But the CCJ, I want us as Grenadians to know, the CCJ does not operate like that. The Prime Minister or the President, well, not the President, the Prime Minister does not say, well, I can say President because Guyana has President, does not dictate who they want to see on the court. We are very independent, and I love that. Persons who live or not who live in the U.S. but who have knowledge of that should know how the Supreme Court in the U.S. works. So let's stop taking it as political. It's a political interference and all kind of thing and foolishness like that. Let's start thinking wisely. And sometimes the same people who is against it now would regret it. Let's say we vote no. Let's say the no vote was successful on the 6th of November. After that, the same people would regret because they might end up in a court situation too. No, they would have to go try and get their things maybe done in England. Then they don't have money, or if they have a little bit of money, after they would have paid the money, then it would turn out that the lawyers in England say, you know what, we can't go through with that case again. Then they're going to complain. Like how they voted, we was not successful with a lot of things in the last referendum, and now they're asking the same question. Like how we still swear allegiance to the Queen and stuff, but we voted no. You know? So let's think about that. I think the majority of people have a clear mind, and I want to encourage us to go out and support the CCJ. So have a good day, guys.
Thank you
All
very
right, my
much.
friend. Have a wonderful day yourself.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, indeed, folks. It's 7 minutes after the hour of 11 o'clock on the Spice Isle of Grenada. Quickly heading up to the 12 o'clock hour. Devon, kind of running out that time quick today.
Well, yeah. I mean, time flies when you're having fun. When
Yeah,
when you helping educate.
We have a
each
pile of
other.
information to give all you still.
Yeah.
And then you remember tomorrow morning, it's going to be Tuesday, God's willing. And postcab. Yeah. And as I say postcab, we're going to come back to the Caribbean Court of Justice because there's quite a bit I have to say there. But as I said postcab, I need to read the following. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, on Friday, they announced their new diplomatic representatives. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, and let me just quote it there, the Honorable Peter David. We had to say it. Some people don't like to hear it.
They like
So
hear
the
it, they
Minister of
understand
Foreign
them.
Affairs, the Honorable Peter David. I'll hear who's the Minister of Foreign Affairs, right? The Honorable Peter David, Member of Parliament for the Tonga St. George, right? Nice, good, right?
The man they can't beat.
Right. So the Minister of Foreign Affairs is pleased to announce that after considering the recommendation of the ministry, the Cabinet of Grenada has approved the composition of Grenada's diplomatic representation for the upcoming cycle. Here and are the postings of the following diplomats. Miss Yolande Smith, currently the Deputy Consul General in Miami, is now appointed as Ambassador to the United States of America and Permanent Representative to the Organization of American States. Miss Diane Perrault, currently the Attaché at the Mission in Washington, D.C., is now appointed Deputy Consul General in Miami. Ms. Keisha Grant, former press secretary to the Prime Minister and currently an officer in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, has been assigned as the non-resident High Commissioner to the United Kingdom. Ms. Abby David, who holds a PhD in International Relations from the China Foreign Affairs University, has been appointed as ambassador to the People's Republic of China from August to November 2018. She is assigned to the Grenada's mission to the United Nations in New York. She will assume office in Beijing in December. Mr. Michael Mitchell, technical advisor at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, has been appointed as charge d'affaires at the Grenada mission in Beijing, China from August to December 2018. The effective date and duration of the term of office of all the foregoing appointments are to be notified in each case with the exception of Mr. Michael Mitchell, charge d'affaires in Beijing. The diplomatic representatives in the following capitals remain the same: Havana, Cuba; Caracas, Venezuela; Brussels, Belgium; and Toronto, Canada. The minister wishes to thank the nation for its support as the ministry and by extension the government of Grenada strives to ensure that Grenada has the most effective diplomatic representation possible, consistent with the ministry's mission of providing an integrated set of diplomatic services for promoting Grenada's national interests and protecting its status as a nation.
Wonderful news.
Kish kish!
Yeah, congratulations.
Kish
kish! To all of those who have been elevated in the new position. Good morning to Yoland.
Yeah, Yoland.
Yoland, our new ambassador to the United States. Wow.
Moses, I know you're smiling all over,
Moses
smiling, Jay.
Yes.
Yeah, boy, I just
mom is looking down.
I wish mom had been there to see that, boy. Mom, just a month again, she had to hold on, you know.
Yeah, one proud moment.
Man, mom would have been overjoyed for that one.
Keisha Grant,
yeah. And two Bim and Bam, you know. Keisha, you know.
Bim and Bam. But I'm glad they far away from each other.
Yeah, keep them far.
Yeah,
let Keisha go back.
Yeah.
But Keisha is non-resident, so it means that she'll
always
be back and forth.
Back and forth.
So Miss Keisha Grant, and she's more than qualified. In fact, her university degree is actually in international relations.
That is what she
sort
studied.
of thing. That's one of her degrees. One of the degrees that she has. She had degrees like a thermometer in dry season. But anyhow, so so one of her degrees is actually in that area, foreign relations. Yeah.
And then you have Miss Abby David. Young and
upcoming.
Yeah,
man,
brilliant.
And she holds a PhD. All you call she Miss Abby David, doctor.
Yeah, doctor.
Doctor. She holds a PhD.
Abby David.
Correct all yourself.
Yes.
Doctor Abby David.
Yes.
Yeah, in international relations for the China Foreign Affairs University.
Yeah. And another Miss Clytie will be smiling all over her face. Yes, her granddaughter.
Yes, man.
Yes.
Ah, boy, this is so wonderful.
Yes.
So those are the new diplomatic postings. The others remain the same. Havana, Caracas, Brussels, and Toronto all remain the same. But we have these new appointments.
And you know what is most noticeable with our most of our diplomatic postings and so, we realize that our women are dominating in terms of, being in the forefront when it comes to the
girl power, boy.
Yeah, girl
Miss,
power.
Miss.
And they have been doing
one
a good
Mr.
job. And one Mr. so far.
So Miss, and a Mr.
And a Mr. Because you have all the other Miss. And so from Cuba to way.
Yeah.
You understand? And so, but that's good. That's the empowerment that this government has been, handing out to the women of our country, getting them more involved in all the different circles of governing in our country, and that is important. They must not be left out. And so, all right, and
by the way, Camille has said that.
Yes, well,
because Camille had things to go and see about. So Camille have business she had to go and see about. She have stuff that is hers. Go and buy Camille out.
Isaiah tell me to pass. Isaiah say, Daddy, make sure you pass by Miss Camille.
Camille old navy slippers for next to nothing. No. She have old navy slippers at new navy prices. Yeah. So she have old navy slippers at new navy prices.
And good morning to some special people, a brother and sister of mine who are here in Grenada. Yeah, Leonard and Denise Romain. Good morning to you guys and hope you're enjoying yourself.
More Romain again?
Yeah, more.
The Romain are Romain?
Yeah, the Romain.
We have a call on.
Good morning and welcome. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning, Sheldon. You know how I'm calling?
Good morning,
And
darling.
I'm listening, I London.
No, don't vex, don't
Go
vex.
back.
You know how I'm calling and I remember before?
No,
Anyhow,
I wasn't paying
I
attention
want
to
to
it
say
too.
good morning to Mr. Watts and Patty. Well, I heard from Patty. She's busy now on work. Morning to Patty and Matthew. Morning to Mr. Deputy. Good morning, you and your family. And Mr. Watts and his wife. And all my friends home and abroad. And congratulations to Yola and Smith. This is Miss Tammy and Yola, and I'm feeling very proud of you. And also to Miss Grant, Miss Keisha Grant, congratulations, and you deserve that. You work hard.
Yep.
You all work hard. All of you all that get that, because all you get, all you work really hard. That. I feel happy. I feel really happy. Don't worry, I'm going to get mine soon.
We're looking out for it. We're looking out for it.
I will get mine in the communication and work.
yeah, the Minister of
I'm going to get
Communication
my
and Work.
position. I just want you to know, Mr. Scott,
Yes, my
that
love.
everything is going all right here by the liquor store.
Nice.
People come in, they're getting liquor things for $5,
Yeah,
going up, you know?
Yes.
good, that's good.
So things are working out for Miss Cammy by here. And I want everything to sell out. I want to pay you when I get that money for that advertisement. Thanks, Jeff. I want to donate something as long as I get everything
Yeah.
out my hand.
Yeah, what we do? We go to we
So
go to
you
get
all have a
something
blessed day.
All right,
I'll
Kavi.
sit down and stretch your leg. No, and there's an individual at park to see. They want the confusion, they're like, but I ain't doing that. I don't will. So to all the Grenadians out there, Cathy and Cox, everybody, good morning. And to Darlington Chase and Sheila Chase, Bulls.
Yeah, boo.
God bless you all, two people.
Oh, man.
The year on vacation. That is Devon family, you know.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Bulls.
Good morning to
Thank God
Boosh.
for him because he
Oh,
got
yeah.
something to sell for me to make a little money to sit me in medical health.
Yes, and we partner Depot listening.
Yeah.
I hear you.
We partner the Pradine listening.
I said that boy, hello, yes.
I
Good
know.
morning to you and his family. I said it already. Yes, and everybody that is listening. I have a big sale in Grenada from now until everything done. So you all have a blessed day, and I thank everybody that is supporting me. Thanks very much.
All right.
I can't thank you all. Thanks very much.
No problem.
All right,
Yes,
darling.
bye-bye.
All
Take
right.
care.
Have a blessed day.
Mm-hmm.
I have green pig too, I bring down.
Okay.
Yes.
Green fig, all you go
And
and buy.
Sheldon, I don't get it thing yet for you, eh?
No problem. I'll
I
call you
tell but
after.
I have to check the man. I don't see him yet.
But I'll talk to you after.
All right, darling.
No props with that.
Take care,
Bye-bye.
Kavi. Bye-bye. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. 4407377. But I'm running out of time.
347-329-3101.
I have another press release I want to read.
Yeah. And to
You
those of
want
you...
to take the call and read the press release? Or?
Yeah, take the call and then we go into it. Good morning and welcome.
Morning, Devon. Sheldon
Good,
Scott.
good
Morning,
morning to you,
What's
sir.
up, big man?
Well, I did poke a poke.
You want some hot sun down there? You're good.
No, I watch anything I get, I just say thank God. Really.
Oh, okay.
If
Well,
I
agree
travel
with
and
you.
I get snow, I just say thank you, Lord, for giving me that snow. If a hurricane pass, I say thank you, God, for giving me that hurricane.
All right.
Whenever come, I just say thank you, God, because He alone know why He does do what He do, when He do, and how He
I
do.
know.
Curtis, tell your brother good morning.
Patrick Sheldon say good morning.
And little and big Rena.
Yeah, look, Arena.
Hey, morning.
Morning,
Hey,
Patrick.
morning, boss.
I poke a poke no beef.
Careful, Christmas coming, you get real poke.
Well, I put in money
I
cool.
right there, listen all your man, listen the program there, you know. And we enjoying it.
All right,
All right, my
friend.
brother.
Yeah.
So y'all,
Yeah, anyway, Christmas coming, we get a lot of ham just now, don't worry.
You get a lot of parang too.
Parang.
We go talk.
And parang too.
Parang.
I must touch something before I go, you know.
Yeah, we go touch something today.
Yeah.
Today we touch in peace.
All right, you will big up yourself still.
Okay, my
All
brother.
right.
Have a
Well,
nice day now.
one love, take care.
Bye-bye.
Good.
Yes, indeed. 4407377. Let's read the other press release before we lose that trend.
Definitely.
Yeah, the government of Grenada is compelled to respond to recent statements made by the president of the Public Workers Union, Miss Rachel Roberts, aired on local media, in which she inferred that she had been informed that Nawasa had been sold to a Chinese entity. The government of Grenada has not, in any way sold, divested, or transferred NOWASA or any part thereof to any entity, Chinese or otherwise. NOWASA remains a statutory body owned by the government and people of Grenada. Let me read that statement over again. The middle part of the whole thing, I go read it a second time. Devon, read it for emphasis.
Yes, for to emphasize.
Yeah,
You gotta emphasize on
Patman
it.
George say emphasize.
Emphasize on the
Right.
thing, yes.
The government in Grenada has not in any way sold, divested, or transferred NOWASA or any part thereof to any entity, Chinese or otherwise. NOWASA remains a statutory body owned by the government and people of Grenada. It is unfortunate that such a reckless statement would be made by someone who could easily verify its accuracy. The government of Grenada therefore calls on Mr. Roberts to retract that statement, which only serves to mislead and unsettle the nation. You're talking about people water in?
Disgusting.
Trying to tell us that we lose with water? Nah, not true.
Lose the water in Grenada? You're
Not
mad
true.
hard.
Right? Yes, so NOWASA is still yours.
Yeah, Nawasa is Grenada.
Still ours.
And will remain in Grenada. But you know what is so that statement itself speaks for the sort of irresponsible statement made by a leader of a trade union that represent public workers.
By the way, how the protest went Saturday?
I hear about 31 people, including media and about out of that 31 is about 20 NDC activists.
We're talking about people like who was candidates and so for the NDC.
Yes, who was candidates and so executive members.
So I mean it was more of a NDC.
Yeah, NDC together with other political parties like CRO.
So where the public workers was?
Well, I don't know. Public workers stay home. Public workers, I mean, they understand it and they know when they see bad things about to happen and they don't want to be part of it. You understand?
Let me say good morning to the staff at the General Hospital.
Yes.
Yeah. Hope you all having a wonderful
good morning
day
to all of you.
Yeah,
good morning and welcome.
Morning.
Good morning, my friend.
How's everybody?
Well, not too bad.
Belated happy birthday, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. You beat a lime Saturday, man.
Mm-hmm.
The manicu you asking for, you ain't getting manicu fresh, you ain't cook.
But let me tell you something now. While I'm making noise on manicu and thing, I get 4.
You get?
A man just say come and collect, when I reach the man hand me 2, when I go he hand me a next 2.
Yeah, you're lucky. You're definitely lucky.
You get more than you ask for?
Yeah.
We could have another one Saturday.
Nah, you ain't getting no more. You ain't getting no more. I'll not give in.
Wait, I want no part of that.
If somebody say, let me go in the bush,
I just want to say fire body.
I don't want no part of the what you call manicure. You see what manicure does eat? And all he eating it?
You went in the bush and Marco and Manicu eating?
Manicures come out from all animal belly and thing.
You guys are making it sweet, so that the flavor in.
What's wrong with you guys?
That the flavor in.
Boy, knowing them things. Like a rat, like a big rat all eating, you know.
That's the flavor in.
I mean, you're all encouraging people to eat rats, man.
Nothing wrong with that.
This is good morning to Kami. Kami say we give up.
We can't give up, Kami. You're mad?
Scott?
Mm-hmm.
You give up?
No.
Never.
Say we give up. I'm playing the church. You don't see nothing yet. You don't.
Nah, man, I passed by Kami. Both me and Devon was by Kami Saturday.
Saturday evening.
You maybe don't pass in.
Yeah, you don't pass in.
Both me and Kami was there Saturday.
I seen Kami every day.
Okay, holiday? Well, that's good.
Yeah, man. Devon passed and he meet me while I by Kami Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably Michigan talk.
You sell
chicken.
And you know she have a open one eye.
You better pass and make sure that you buy something.
She advertising.
Yeah.
She close today. She says how close she sell it.
Yes.
Yeah, not nobody else thing.
So pass down and buy. Even if you need a 36D bra for somebody, she have that.
Yeah, and you know it does ask for these type of things.
She have all them thing there.
Yeah.
But you giving people too much meeting too much people. I hear about 19 and a half people.
Well, that was too. I give too much.
Boss, I ain't going down that road.
Yeah, 19 people.
We given the people and them how much we see in the footage that existed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, photo. Okay.
Footage
but
and
I
photos.
thought that was off. I didn't realize that they actually went ahead with it.
It seems as though they did, and I looked at it and.
But they gained the traction that they expected.
To be honest with you, I saw more members of the executive at the NDC and the two other fringe parties.
Justin Crow
McBurney and the young Maitland guy, who seem to be following the NDC everywhere they go now in some sort of alliance.
Okay.
But saw two of them. In fact, strange, we didn't see Forrest today.
No.
Yeah, he
only
didn't show
only
up
he had time come yet.
Yeah, probably he didn't come yet.
But Randolph was there. Parker was there. I mean, the NDC clique.
Yeah, so it seemed that it was more of a political thing than anything about workers. And when workers can see dishonesty, they can see dishonesty. And if you come at them with something that is totally political and telling them that it's really about the workers, they will see through it. So this sort of thing will happen to them. That you have basically a massive failure. Because you can't tell the workers that you're doing this for their own good. And it's all a political shenanigans. At the end of the day, the workers will see it for what it is, and they saw it for what it is.
Well, I don't want to give the NDC credit advice, but things like that, you try to stay away and watch. Even though you want to give advice on these ideas, but if the workers feel they have a genuine case, the many times you start showing up and you start saying, yes, you could say it's solidarity, but give them a chance. Don't try to jump on the back.
The strangest thing?
Back to right, pretending that it's a genuine case.
The strangest thing though, many of the workers at the hospital itself and the other medical facilities, they didn't turn out either.
Well, yeah, well,
it's not to say like they turned out and then you had only one or two other people. They didn't even turn out. And the excuse being used by some of the people who were involved in creating this thing is that the workers had to work. So I'm asking if they didn't know the workers had to work before they put this thing for that date and that time. They didn't know that they thought the hospital used to shut down and all medical facilities used to shut down on a Saturday.
Overtime, them workers work overtime.
I don't know if they used to think that these places are shut down on a weekend.
In
fact, on a weekend, when you look at the general hospital on a weekend, the general trend is from Thursday afternoon going on to Friday, they try to empty out the wards as much as possible. So if people can go home, what they have is not life-threatening or they need no further monitoring from on an hourly or so on basis, they send those individuals home to clear beds because every weekend you usually have an influx of people coming into the hospitals. Yeah, because of different activities and so on. You usually have more people going into the emergency and heading into hospital on a weekend. So they try to clear out. That's generally the trend. So if they were really in between the workers and knew the workers and so they would know that.
Yeah, but if they had
I know that.
That means they plan to shut down the hospital too, expecting that people would come out. And that's an essential service.
That's how irresponsible they are.
Brian, I'm coming to you just now.
So them and them wasting the time. But even we didn't get to talk about that last issue that came out, Scott and Devon, with the young people who within the NDC, and it speaks a lot about NDC lies and pretend, even during the election, when they talk about putting a lot of focus on young people. And you remember years ago when the issue of the division came up in the NDC, and the leader at the time, Tillman, said, no, there's no division, no, parties together. And immediately after, what happened? What happened there this last week with the three young men within the NDC?
What is alleged? Hold on.
How NDC is known,
bro? What is alleged to have happened? Because I heard I saw this thing online, and to be quite honest, I'm not gonna give any credence to the profile that was sent from. I'm not going to give any credence to that profile because of the absolute falsities and lies that profile pushes. I'm not, even though it sounds juicy, as though yes, this would be nice and so on, just because of the profile it comes from, I'm not going to take any bait from them. I'm not going to be baited by these individuals.
Well,
because I know their agenda and I know I believe I know who is behind it, and I know their agenda, and I won't be taken in by it. So I won't believe that actually happened.
Yeah, no, I'm making a bigger point.
There's an element of truth in it, because they always source it with an element of truth.
Focus on the importance of the young people. And I just want to make that point because there are a lot of young people over there, who looking for direction and guidance.
Yeah.
And so and we're just saying that if that's where you're treating other young people, then people wouldn't draw. I mean, we're doing a good job so far in terms of the NNP, in getting having a good youth base, and it shows that even outside of election campaigning, that the NNP and the government is still mobilizing and organizing youth and so forth and so on. And we probably have some who still not there and who still want to encourage who not there to be there, because that is the only party, and so for the future, for the successful development of Grenada and Carriacou. So I'll just make the point for this, but not belaboring them, but just to say that the truth of the fact is, NDC there's no future in NDC.
But you see, you were a youth within that organization, so you understand that all they're doing right now is window dressing, using some young people as window dressing. And you realize some young people have basically disappeared from the picture. Where's the young Greenwich guy?
Greenwich, yeah.
He's just disappeared off the scene totally politically.
Yeah, that's a good example. And if you have any political aspirations, NDC is not the party to go.
No. That's not a forum.
And one of the truthful things
definitely not.
Is that
we have to put that thing at the past. Devon?
Yeah.
But you did have
the back of us and move on.
But
this was then.
But Devon, you did have, and that's why I say these people put up their things with some element of truth to try and make it look real, because that person had prior knowledge that our good little friend out there in Carriacou was asked to stand down from being the general secretary, because just not even hours later, you had that release coming out from the individual saying that they'll no longer be pursuing the position as general secretary of the NDC, and they would like to thank the 11 constituencies that supported them. So in other words, that person had it in the bag,
Yeah, they had 11 constituencies.
Yeah, they had it in the bag.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you have 11 constituencies out of 15, you had it in the bag. So why?
15, you have more than the majority.
Because they stated an intention,
That's right.
They openly stated their intention that they were going after the position as general secretary.
That's correct.
It's not something that was in the background or quiet, but I mean, fine, with this young fella decided to go in there. So they decided, he can't go. As to the rest of the stuff, I see it as convoluted nonsense. But there's an element of truth in the entire thing when it comes to that particular issue. And again, it says
But anyway,
that is a lot of window dressing when it comes to youth in that organization, because they speak about youth, they speak a big game, but to actually have youth in positions as decision makers, or
not for youth.
They come boasting that, okay, they've sent 2 young people to the Senate. They now start. The NNP sent really young people to the Senate. I went into the Senate as a young person. Emlyn Pierre went there as a young person. Richard Macfield went there as a young person. Devon Roche went there as one of the youngest persons, I think at the age of 21. We now have Katisha, you have Judd, both of them as young people going into the Senate. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. We have lots of other people that went into the Senate either in their 20s or their 30s. Under the new National Party. So what we have to say to them is we're not learning anything from you, but welcome to the club. You finally joined. They finally understand that young people have a contribution to make to national development. In fact, I think when Roland Bowler first ran, he was in his 30s. I think he was down in his 30s the first time that Roland Bowler ran. I believe he was down in his 30s somewhere there.
Perhaps in his late 30s.
Yeah.
I just want to say that too, that the constituency of St. Max had a successful constituency branch meeting and election of officers that was on Saturday evening. And they ended with a social. And one of the young persons, Karen Phillip, I think, is the new chairman of the St. Max NMP branch.
Wow.
And he's young as well. He's
in 20s?
27, 20.
I didn't think he cracked 30 yet.
That's some good news, man.
So
he's a student at SGU still, eh?
What, eh?
He's a student at SGU. I think he is, I'm not sure, but I think he was.
Probably was, yeah. But I know he was employed with Marriott at one time, but now he's based in the office.
Okay.
And he's doing a pretty good job, So just want to congratulate all those who were elected to fill positions.
But that all goes well for St. Max, and so in terms of future leadership and so. right?
But
When you
my-
involve young
I mean,
people.
all
But-
over. But when you talk about the NNP and future leaders, all over, you've seen it,
Yeah.
But my
You've seen it
friend,
all over, you have St. Patrick's,
you have
know,
raised.
even you have Roy Bihari, who is a talented guy, in the party, and doing all the work. You could point them out all over the island.
But
It's not few on a part, everywhere.
You have raised a interesting point of discussion here when you spoke about youth, because even last week you had the announcement of the expansion of the Imani program. I think it's a further 800 or so. And on top of that, you also have the that program. I believe Sam Bihari is supposed to be the project officer for that program, where you have engagement of I think about 500 young men.
I can't remember the name right now.
Yeah, is it the Empower?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
They launched it in the Trade Center last week.
Through agriculture.
So, and it's a couple $1 million. I think it's over $6 million or something that's going to be spent on that program, aimed specifically at young men and so. And I think that's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful initiative. So when they're speaking about youth, and then on top of that, remember, you still have for instance, Silver Sands. And I've seen some people passing with the Silver Sands shirt on already. Yeah. I've seen some people, so they're in training right now. But outside of that, Silver Sands has engaged several young farmers in St. Mark.
Well.
It's St. Mark in your area?
Yeah,
St. Mark, they
yeah,
get irrigation equipment.
Listen, on that point, let me just make a quick thing on that point.
Yeah, juking you. I know I'm juking you.
We have farmers now who come together and form a farmers organization in St. Mark's, coming out of that Sandal discussion, And
Silver Sands.
Out there and working with them and giving them seedlings and things to plant thing. So it's springing.
Yeah. So I'm seeing that, and you're gonna still tell me that this government doesn't care about youth? 500 under one program, 800 under another program, and you still have 3,000 under a separate program from that. Yeah. So, and you're gonna tell me this government doesn't care about youth when it has a track record of engaging young people in the governance process, not just window dressing to say, well, okay, we pick them up and we have them there just to have them there, but engaging. Prime Minister Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, when you look at the Caribbean and engagement of young people in the political process, everybody else learning from him. Everybody else learning from him.
I just saw some news, Sheldon, but you might be able to confirm me that some organization would have identified the Prime Minister, nominating him as Finance Minister there.
For the Caribbean, I've seen that article. I'm just trying to confirm with, I like to confirm things. So I've seen it, and I've also seen that they had our own Timothy Antoine as the governor of the year in the Caribbean region. So I'm trying to just confirm it, because me already, I doesn't take things just over the side by the side. Yeah, we does operate.
Yeah, that's right.
So I just want to confirm it. But I mean, we already know we had the #1 finance minister in the region anyway. We don't need nobody to tell us that.
Track record, I mean, it's proven.
Yeah, we know that for a fact.
Yeah. One other quick thing before on the CCJ, I want to say quickly.
Yeah.
People talking about the CCJ, the same old people talking, I shouldn't say,
traveling circus, I know.
Over and over the same thing. The last time when the same people spoke about the CCJ and the what part of it, the equal, what number was that in the CCJ?
Number 6.
The equal, the one that was against the last time.
Yeah, equal rights and equal rights and gay rights, something like that.
Well, it wasn't gay rights.
It wasn't gay rights, but that is what they were pushing. That's what they were pushing.
Right. So I said, okay, well, they had problem with that one, so they think. So the government said, okay, we will forget that now. Let's go with CCJ. And the people are there. So my thing is, even if the Prime Minister say, well, let's forget CCJ and let's go to vote for 5-year term or 2 terms for our Prime Minister. What is the same argument they go with that the Prime Minister hiding something here, something between them? that the government don't want to tell people and so on. What is it that these people at the Murray want? I don't understand.
You know what's interesting? You know what's interesting, bro? I sat there in St. David and I saw an individual who just wanted to get on and I don't know if they think people afraid them or they want people to afraid them or some kind of thing, but nobody ain't afraid them because they're not at the level to be afraid of. But anyhow, they started getting on about, we're still pledging allegiance to the Queen. But brother, You would remember, Devon, you both would remember that us swearing allegiance to the Queen was one of the things to be addressed in the last referendum.
Yep.
Yes.
That was one of the things to be addressed. And this individual say, no, vote against that. That was a big part. In fact, it was under the same part with the state. I think it was under the same part with the name of state. I think, and some other matters with name of state, is that we would no longer be pledging allegiance to Her Majesty the Queen when we're going into Parliament or so, but pledging allegiance to the state of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, as it would have been called at that point in time.
They're disgusting. They have no, I don't know. They just hypocrite and. I'm
sorry I just can't find that song. I'm sorry I can't find that song by the artist Hypocrite. I think it's one of them artists on the 70s. They do Hypocrite. Yes, they do. Hypocrite.
So listen, we had to Devon and Romain.
Yeah, Devon and Romain, yeah.
Sheldon and Romain.
Yes, sir.
We had to meet to have a drink, you know. I didn't tell you go and take no drink, and also a juicy cola put it on my name. We
No.
a real drink.
We don't drink juicy cola.
that's one thing I would let the body buy for me.
Juicy cola put on me.
You're trying to get us diabetic? You want me to lose my leg? No, man.
Nice sugar. When you drink juicy cola, sugar in your chest. When you lie down, you're only scratching your chest. Sugar is walking down your chest. Anyway.
But definitely.
Yes.
Okay, right, my brother.
Right,
you enjoy the rest of the day.
One love. Take care.
Yeah, that's our good brother from St. Mark there, the other Devon.
Sheldon, I have a...
But before you go any further, I don't want to lose it. We're talking about $6.2 million into that program for young men between the ages 18 to 35. Young men between the ages 18 to 35. $6.2 million.
Wow.
In the Empower program to empower those young men.
That's a nice injection of finance.
Yeah.
I want to just step back a bit to a statement made by the President of Public Workers Union, Ms. Rachel Roberts. She made a statement, listening to her, right? And she was saying to the gathering, or she was insinuating that the government at this point or why is the government at this point in time bringing in a Chinese hospital, a boat hospital, to attend to the Grenadian people. And she's emphasizing to the audience, people, you must think. Why is it that the government is doing that? And I mean, imagine that. You are questioning, Sheldon, something like that, an effort, not just by the Grenada government, and so to bring more health care, right, or more services to the people of this country.
Well, let's see what it's like when you hear.
Right, and you basically telling people to think and to question that. Come on, Mr. Roberts, you need to do better than that. You may be the one who can afford, right, to go and spend the thousands of dollars in medical bills. Other Grenadians can't do that. So I mean, I just can't. I had to mention it for what it's worth because I think it's hypocritical. And I think you, Madam President, you are disgusting in making such a statement, right?
Ouch.
Trying to basically take away things that benefits the Grenadian people.
Let's put it
you
like
need to
this.
think.
If an individual who may have gone to get various diagnostic tests done on that vessel would have otherwise had to find that money themselves, whether it's a biopsy to test to see if they have cancer, whether it's and there are people who would have gone to the boat and didn't know that they had certain diseases or certain conditions and found out the last time they were here and this time. Grenada, for you to be praising the fact that the People's Republic of China, I doesn't try to be anything because only one China as far as I'm concerned.
China.
As far as we're concerned, there's only one China. I want my friends down at the Chinese embassy to know that. That's why I just say China or so on, because as far as we in Grenada are concerned, there's one China. It ain't two. One. Right?
Always known as one China.
Right, one. Okay. But they have decided that Grenada would receive 2 visits within 10 years. No other country on the face of the earth that this ship has visited did it ever go back to. But Grenada is the only country that has received 2 visits from this ship, and in less than 5 years.
Yeah. And she's questioning the timing, you know.
No, you have to do an MRI. You have to make sure that you have a little $2,000 and thing put aside there.
2,000 up.
You have to do an MRI. People got that done on the boat. You know how many people may have found that they had a little brain tumor or something looking to explode and give them some problems. You know how many people that had their eye conditions that they had to sort out, that had various kidney or liver and thing, and they didn't know. People who got surgery done on the boat that cost the Grenadian taxpayer not a cent, that these people were able to get their surgeries done on that boat.
And you, Ms. Roberts, questioning that? You are questioning that? Come on, man.
When something good like this happens, you know how many women have gynecological issues. That word does time up about gynae issues, gynecological issues. And they oftentimes have to be going back and forth between the general hospital and sometimes a private practitioner and that sort of thing. And they would have been able to have this addressed on that vessel or by one of the teams out in the communities and so on. People who had different conditions and the Chinese traditional medicine was used and gave them good respite from whatever problem it was that they were having. And also, we had our own health professionals that got some experience together with the Chinese team by working along with them and getting some experience from the Chinese team.
Much needed experience.
What she should have been doing as president of the Public Workers Union is making sure that every public worker got the opportunity to go on the boat. Not bad talking the boat.
Yeah, don't bad talk and questioning the timing. My
you
God.
know how much public workers out there could have been suffering from some sort of condition and they probably didn't get the opportunity to go. What she should have been doing is championing the cause, coming and saying, listen, we want every single worker in the ministerial complex to have the ability to go on the vessel.
Exactly.
That's what somebody who cares about human beings does, and not political office and not playing politics. What persons who care about people do is try to see after them. So a public worker union president who cares about people, instead of bad talking the boat, would have been looking to see how much people they could get to go on the boat.
Flood the boat with people.
They would have been trying to get not only the public workers, but the public workers and their families. Onto the boat to see that they get proper health care.
Yeah, and as a president, as one of the president of the trade union in Grenada, encouraging other trade union leaders to get their members on the boat or attempt to get some medical attention.
If I was the public workers union president at that time, I negotiated with government and said, listen, we want to rotate the staff for several days. We want to rotate. So we'll make sure that the ministries are functional, but we want to be able to send staff members. So if we send certain staff members from a particular ministry or department today, we could send some other members on our next day.
Exactly.
And those who can make it on a Saturday or a Sunday, we want special access for them on a Saturday or Sunday. They're public workers. And possibly if they have a family member with a condition that they would like to bring, that they could bring that family member. That is what people who care about people do. Not go and run them out on it.
That's what you should be advocating for.
And then the Chinese sit down and listen to us if you look on the boat again.
Yeah. But then again, persons like you, Miss Roberts, and I know, persons like you can afford the thousands of dollars and so, because what are the responsibilities that persons like you carry?
Comrade sister, do
better than that. Do better than that, Miss Roberts. You are more educated and have much more common sense than that.
You lost that.
You need to do better than that, my sister.
Comrade sister, do better than that. All right? Nice. That could have never be chess.
Yeah, that one, come on. Health is wealth.
That could have never be chess.
Come on, I don't know. Get your priorities straight and put them, you know what, find your section. That's all I got to say.
Jump in your section.
Find your section. Yeah.
Jump in your section.
Apparently you don't know where your section is. Find it.
It's time to vote for Caribbean Court of Justice.
We have a call online. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Sheldon.
Hey, Kami.
I went on the Chinese boat twice, you know.
Hey.
The first time when they came, and I did get treatment. I get all my medication, but they didn't have it in Grenada. And I was sending Canada to get, and I get it. And that time they put it up, it took very good. But this time I went back, and the doctor that saw me tell me you would not touch the vein.
Mm-hmm.
They had us have a qualified doctor, and they didn't have one on board.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
In that specific area, yeah.
So he tell me he would not touch the vein.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I didn't get, but they give me some medication too.
Okay.
And I did operate, so we must be grateful for the people.
Yeah, they probably needed a vascular surgeon since it's an
You
issue with
understand?
that
The
thing,
only
yeah.
thing people must, a lot of Grenadians, some of us, we're not grateful for little things. I never, I remember, I tell you of your story at time, I'm grateful for Miracle House,
Mm-hmm.
because I know when I was homeless, right?
Yeah.
I was grateful for the house spot. We must be grateful for the little things. Little things count.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Yes, indeed, they do.
And I'm grateful for these things and for all the help from people I get. I am very grateful. Good morning to Miss Grace Duncan. There's another lady that is very good to me. Right? And congratulations on your wedding. Yes.
All right, my dear.
All right.
Take
Okay,
it, darling.
The Chinese people, we must be grateful for them. They come in there twice. The amount of people that I even get glasses when I went there.
Mm-hmm.
Because they test my eyes. Have a good day.
All right, my dear.
All right.
Yeah, and in fact, from Grenada, they went to Dominica, and that's the first time they've been to Dominica. After Grenada, they went over to Dominica, and that's the first time that they've been to Dominica.
Imagine.
Yeah?
I mean,
And we getting it, and young people, oh, come on.
Imagine that,
Christ.
you know. I mean, you getting assistance from a country. I mean, they could have gone in any other Middle Eastern country or African country within the last 5 or so years. And so they could have opted to pass to Grenada. But you're questioning, right? I mean, our persons, ability to access free health care, to check on their health, their wealth. My God, Miss Roberts. I mean, you can't go lower than that. I know you stoop low, but that is more than low. I mean, come on. Think about it. You have family too, right? Think about your members, right? Who cannot afford to do what you can do. I mean, are you thinking about that? But you thinking about your own little selfish, zone. You think only of yourself. You got to get away from that. You are a leader. Set an example, right? Encourage people to do things that would benefit them, and not, discourage them from getting opportunities that can better, their health and everything like that. Come on. You need to do better than that. As a leader, people look up to you. But instead, some of you leaders just look down to people and care about yourself and the position. And so that is not what you're there for.
You know, something I just like to create trouble and
we need to do that, And it's October. It's the 15th October. It's only 4 days away from that historic day, 19th of October, 1983.
Yeah, because hey, watch Sunday, not General Council, Lord Convention of the New National Party moving to the GBSS. Yeah, we're heading to the GBSS on yeah, right, nice. How you do know? Yeah, we're heading to the GBSS on Sunday. It is the convention of the New National Party. So those of you contact your various constituency representatives for more information. Yeah, so this Sunday.
GBSS and convention.
Wait, now, saying this Sunday? No, I think I have it wrong, and it's the 28th.
Yeah, it had to be the 28th.
The 28th, not this Sunday.
The
Yeah, the
last Sunday
28th.
of the month. Yeah.
The 28th, not this Sunday. 2 Sundays from now.
You know what? You know what I remember in a convention in GBSS in 2009? That is where the plan was hatched or basically unrolled. And so in the NDC, when V. Nazimbok became deputy to Tillman Thomas, by some, sinister way, by him and some other members of the organization. And so, disgusting. Juke it again, man. A reminder to them.
I know who I voted for. NNP I voted for.
I'm going to behave. All right, nice. We'll leave that alone.
We know who we voting for, CCJ.
Next thing, I'll go see all you want to hear.
Yeah. Oh, Lord.
NDC can come back.
I done.
That is an established fact, eh? That last song you got there, is an established fact for the last, 2 elections. They just can't get a seat.
I'm not going down that road today. Not me down that road today. Let me behave. I'm not going down that road today. Right? I had to play a paranga later on or something. I ain't going down that road. Not going to end up in trouble today. Not going to end up in another set of trouble today.
Hey, and to all of you, to our listeners and viewers on the Facebook link, my apologies for not, interacting with you. We just having a little problem with my PC. So
$6.7 million to young men. To empower young men.
That's a huge injection of finance for some of our young persons.
Yeah, it's a good thing to see that specific focus on young men, because I know that one of the traditional things with the Imani program is while you do have young men involved in it, the percentage of young men as opposed to young ladies,
it's too far apart.
Yeah, so that specific focus on getting more and more of our young men, because if you don't get them involved in something positive, then you leave the vacuum for them to become involved in something negative.
Definitely.
And
we ain't having that.
I must applaud the ministry and indeed the Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis and the Senator, the Honorable Norland Cox, for the initiative that they've taken to ensure that this program is brought to fruition.
Definitely.
And I'm seeing the launch here, and they had a wonderful launch, man. Yeah. They had a wonderful launch, and so
when I see young men being so enthusiastic about participating in programs like that.
Participation.
I know Grenada is in good hands. The future of our country is in very good hands. You understand?
I know we also have the additional young people who are becoming part of the Imani program, and so I think that's going to create a nice little boost to those young people. Plus, you have over 100 and something, I believe, that are going into the Silver Sands project, already engaged in their training and so on. So, in the training aspect of it. So, that is basically you're talking about 800 and 500 and a little under 200 young people that are going to be engaged.
Yeah, almost 2,000 persons. Just imagine, just a few months after the last election. And that should tell you how. The government is
done
moving
in a few
on.
years to say that you go in and try and engage them before.
It's a few months after the last general election.
Well, this morning you heard somebody trying to throw a little thing and saying, and listen, I have no problem with people speaking out if they believe they're seeing something wrong. But traditionally, I've heard many people calling about this one is under Imani program and getting money and they sit down home and all kind of thing. Listen, not everything people tell you means that it's true.
Fake news.
Yeah, because I've investigated several cases before and found that those cases are not real.
Yeah.
They have persons who there and they may be doing a particular program, so you don't see when they're going and do that particular program. They are engaged in a program, and these persons, when they go and they collect their money, you say they ain't working. Because you don't see when they go and when they come back. So they ain't working. Or they're not engaged in a program. Or there are other persons who are actually not being paid by Imani.
Yep.
And people are making accusations on them. This morning on Shaggy with the accusation. And it was a good thing that the person who was in charge in that area could have called one time and say, not one. I have the list.
Exactly.
It's not one of them. And that's the sort of thing we need.
And it's how they put it in a nutshell on. The Imani, which is who's on leave, is a contractor on the road. Come on. Something has to be wrong with that statement. You know? But then again, that's a good thing. The response was quick, swift, and everything like that.
All things. I'm kind of excited for the budget.
Yeah, well, I'm not honestly. I've not been basically following the consultations and so, but knowing.
But I'm excited. I'm
yeah,
excited for the budget. I think everybody should be excited for the budget.
very, very much so.
Yeah, I believe everyone should be excited for the budget. The budget is coming up. As soon as we've completed everything there with the constitutional reform on the 6th of November.
6th of November.
Yeah, and remember, folks, let me tell you something, eh? This is an important issue. And I don't think anyone that I've heard speaking about it has made a more poignant statement, I think that's the way you pronounce the word, than Prime Minister Scott when he said, it's time now to cross the river before you get drowned.
Yeah.
Because we have the opportunity to do this when we are not in a situation that we have to rush to do it, or are forced to do it, or have to get everything together quick, and run and do a referendum, because Britain decide that they close the Privy Council and they don't want us. They already kind of decide that, but they close the Privy Council and so on, and then we are all caught with our pants down, and you have to rush to do the same thing that you could get done now.
Yep.
Do it now. Don't be caught on the bank of the river, as them people and them in Florida are always getting caught. We are leaving. Then the hurricane hit, and you have to get people to risk their life to go down there to try and save them.
Yeah.
After you gave them enough notice, years of notice, then you're giving them that this is a floodplain, then something is coming, and you say something is coming days out. You give them enough time for them to pack and move, and they decide, no, we're going to sit it out. And then people have to go and risk their lives, and some die trying to save their lives because they would not listen. Don't be caught among the set that do not listen. Don't join the traveling circus of no. Yeah? This is the time. It's not a rush process. We spent 400 years in slavery, 200 years since emancipation, and 45 years soon of independence. Don't tell me about rush. This is no rush. It's a continuing process, and the time is now. Better you have control over the time that you do these things than you continue to allow the English to have control over the time that you have to do it. Because one thing is for certain, we will have to do it. That's for certain. That's not questionable. We will have to do it. When and how is a different story. The 6th of November, I say vote yes.
And I also say vote yes.
You
Be
can
wise.
make your own decision. I say vote yes. Folks, well, there's a lot more we could have talked about today, Devon, because we've been, first was stations, and then, Devon was out for a little while. But don't worry, we go heat up the place. We go
definitely
hot up the place.
This week we have a lot to come, and so a lot of information. The CCJ will highlight it, the October 19th, and so we'll highlight and much more information that we can share, right, with all our listeners and viewers. And so it has been a pleasure.
It has indeed been a pleasure being here. And whatever you say and whatever you do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you.
And not about you.
And Devon, I say I would not touch our next one, but I feel I must touch one more before we go.
Provoke it, man. Juke it up.
Somebody wave your hands and give it praise. Say, we can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. No, we can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. Whatever what you say, we can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. No, we can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. Do you know why? For all he has done for me, how he set my spirit free. He even drank a bit of cup for me. No, me can't sit down. From Palacor to Calvary, he took the walk for you and me. Then they nailed him to a tree. No, me can't sit down. Grenada, can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. No, me can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Excuse me. What do you say? Me can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. Grenada, can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. Listen to me. So no matter what you say about me, no matter what you do to me, see I know I have the victory. So I can't sit down. He placed a fire down in my soul, and the Holy Ghost is in control. The blood of Jesus satisfies. I give me pass, let me testify. Grenada, can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. excuse. He's been good to me. I gotta testify. Put up your hands and give him praise. Put up your hands and Grenada, 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 Grenada.
The CCJ will be a Caribbean court, reflective of Caribbean culture, Caribbean values, and everything Caribbean. I ask this question: which court do you think will adequately reflect the views of Caribbean people to those who worry? Will it be the Privy Council, persons in Britain, persons who have never lived in Caribbean, persons who don't share our values, persons who don't understand what we stand for and what values we uphold? Or would it be our people who have grown among us, who live among us, who attend the churches we attend, who attend the schools we attend, who are members of the soccer teams that we are members of? Who best do you think will reflect us?
It's about time. It's long overdue. We should be there because, you know, get out of the British thing, and so we are all one Caribbean, and I think that will be binding us more together.
Yours is yours. Privy Council is not ours. No matter what we do, what we say, no matter what ties we had to England, this is the time to keep divesting ourselves of those strings that tie us unnecessarily.
There's nothing in this bill for any partisan political party. Nothing. There's only one thing in this. It's for the people of Grenada, Carriacou, Petit Martinique, and for the Caribbean region as a whole.
Justice has to be accessible, affordable, and swift.
Ministry of Foreign Affairs announces diplomatic representations for the upcoming cycle. Details to this story and more in the National Report. With the details to the news for Friday, October 12th, 2018, I am Rakisha St. Louis. The Minister for Foreign Affairs says after considering the recommendations of the ministry, the Cabinet of Grenada has approved the composition of Grenada's diplomatic representation for the upcoming cycle. Ms. Yolande Smith, currently the Deputy Consul General in Miami, is now appointed as Ambassador to the United States of America and Permanent Representative to the Organization of American States. Ms. Deanne Parrott, currently the attaché at the mission in Washington, D.C., is now appointed as Deputy Consul General in Miami. Ms. Keisha Grant, former Press Secretary to the Prime Minister and currently an officer in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, has been assigned as the non-resident High Commissioner to the United Kingdom. Ms. Abby David, who holds a PhD in International Relations from the China Foreign Affairs University, has been appointed as Ambassador to the People's Republic of China. From August to November 2018, she is assigned to the Grenada's mission to the United Nations in New York. She will assume office in Beijing in December. Mr. Michael Mitchell, Technical Advisor at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, has been appointed as Chargé d'Affaires at the Grenada mission in Beijing, China from August to December 2018. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs says diplomatic representations in Cuba, Venezuela, Belgium and Canada remain the same. The government of Grenada says it is compelled to respond to recent statements made by the President of the Public Workers Union, Ms. Rachel Roberts, aired on local media, in which she inferred that she has been informed that Nawasa has been sold to a Chinese entity. Government says it has not in any way sold, divested or transferred Nawassa or any part thereof to any entity, Chinese or otherwise. It adds that Nawassa remains a statutory body owned by the government and people of Grenada. In a statement, government said it is unfortunate that such a reckless statement would be made by someone who could easily verify its accuracy, and is calling on Ms. Roberts to retract that statement, which only serves to mislead and unsettle the nation. Government continues to invest heavily in the human resource of the country, and the newly launched Empower program is tailored to bring about attitudinal changes and sustainable employment for young men. The Ministry of Youth, Sports, Culture and the Arts officially launched the program on Friday at the Grenada Youth Center. The $6.2 million program targets 500 at-risk young men throughout the 15 constituencies.
This Empower program that we are undertaking through the Ministry of Youth is in response to what we have seen in recent years. By and large, our young men are being left behind in academics and in the professional world. Our young ladies continue to blaze the trail. And while we applaud this, and we continue to encourage the initiative and drive of our young women, we understand that we have to move swiftly to guarantee our young men at least have a chance for a better life, and also to be good partners for our young women. Through this program, young men will gain specialized skills that are in line with their goals and passions. They will be able to start their own businesses in their own areas of interest. The choice is theirs. We simply are happy that we are able to assist them on this journey.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Youth, Sports, Culture and the Arts, Kevin Andel, says the program is geared towards improving the marketability and employability of the participants.
The objectives of the program: to provide quality training for approximately, as I said before, 500 young males, ages between 18 and 30 years. To provide a source of financial assistance for training, and I want to say that again, to provide a source of financial assistance for the training and the costs associated with the training through a provision of a stipend for the 12-month period. Also, to facilitate an apprenticeship training program for at least 2 days per week for the duration of the 12 months. To create a small business fund which participants can access for the creation of small businesses after 12 months of training. To create an education fund which participants can use to further develop themselves academically during that 1 year. And to improve the marketability and employability of you young men through capacity building.
Expectations are high for the newly launched program. Project Officer Royden Bihari pointed out that the ministry and the participants must all play their role in ensuring the success of the program.
As a ministry, we expect participation in the program, and we expect our participants of this program to break the barriers and aim high. Take the opportunities and take the program seriously and use it as a stepping stone to enhance your career. Display a high level of respect for each other and the work environment. Participate meaningfully in contributions. Display a high level of attitude towards authority, to teamwork and leadership while in the program. Set realistic and achievable goals while in the program, and be open to learning new things, confronting new challenges, and exploring new and innovative solutions. But finally, be professionals.
This is the National Report. We'll have more news after the break.
The house was shaking. Then suddenly saw we hear bang, crack, and the roof had gone.
Man, I was so scared, I nearly wet myself.
Only those who have lived it can truly understand the devastating fury of a hurricane's wind.
The house across the road just get up and roll over.
Hurricane force wind. It's a hazard. Hazards. Take control. Reduce your loss. You can hurricane-proof your home. For example, make your roof more wind-resistant by using screws instead of nails in its construction. Find out more about hurricane force winds and other hazards at your local disaster office.
A message from the National Disaster Management Agency and SEDERA.
Welcome back. The Special Victims Unit says reports of sex crimes have increased. Woman Detective Constable Samaika Fari says since the establishment of the Special Victims Unit, more persons are coming forward to make reports. The unit and hotline were launched in September to address domestic violence, sexual offences and child abuse cases. The ministry, the RGPF and other stakeholders have joined forces to stage educational seminars and marches geared towards stamping out the social ills. Woman Detective Constable Fari says the most prevalent report to the unit now is sexual intercourse with a person under 13. She attributes this increase in reports to the enabling environment that was established.
Like persons are coming forward, they're reporting it. And I believe right now, since we would have launched that Special Victims Unit, like persons have more, they're comfortable. They feel comfortable coming forward and reporting it, because when they came, I remember 2 persons came to the office like the first day and they were like, wow, that's a comfortable place. We make it office friendly. Yes, it's friendly. And when they come in, it's like they feel relaxed. And what I'm saying is that yes, the reports are coming forward, but that doesn't mean that the issues were not there before. But they feel, okay, well, the police were here for you now, so we're going to come forward because we feel more comfortable. And we have that place to accommodate these individuals. Yes, the most rapid or the increase, yes, we have an increase in reports. But what I'm saying is that we have, like, the report that we get most is sexual intercourse with a person between the age range of 13 and under 16.
Detective Constable Fari shared the unit's strategic action plan to get some more cases solved and more reports made.
We started doing outreach programs not only in the school but on a PTA level, because we realized the parents, we needed to educate them as to the signs, the effects, what they need to look for. So the child start having temper tantrums, and they never used to have that before. Emotional trauma, breaking down, silent, bedwetting. These are some of the effects and so forth. So as a result, our low self-esteem from a very intelligent, brisk, outgoing child, outspoken child, to a child that's very, introverted. And you understand, the parent would come with, oh no, she's very rude. And I'm like, okay, so from that person to this person, what do you think, what would have changed? What would have caused that cycle? What did you observe in the home that's different? You understand? So, or she complained about stepdaddy would have touched her. What did you do about it?
And finally, the Ministry of Education, Human Resource Development and Religious Affairs has embarked on a process to revamp student councils in Grenada's secondary schools. This was marked by an initial student council meeting on October 2nd at the Grenville Secondary School for District 3, attended by Education Minister Honorable Emmeline Pay. We'll have more details in this and more report.
Grenada has a rich history of student councils and student council advocacy. The Ministry of Education, Human Resource Development and Religious Affairs Student Support Services Department is leading the task to fulfill the requirements of the Education Act of 2002, Section 71, which stipulates that each secondary school must have a student council elected by the student body.
Many people complain that students who leave the school system don't have as much initiative as you'd want them to have. And one of the ways to address this is through the formation of students' councils. We want students to become very much involved in the decisions at school that affect you. We want you to have a voice.
In the Students' Council, it helped me to be a better leader and to be a better prefect. And, well, to me, I find like students really like me, and I didn't even know that, because I got the most votes in the Students' Council, so it helped me to be a better leader.
Let me share with you some of the advantages of having a Students' Council. 1, to have a beneficial impact on issues such as discipline, bullying, and staff-student relations. 2, to develop communication and leadership skills, responsibility, and accountability. And finally, to be a valued resource to management, teachers, and other students.
Some people told me that they find that I have a good self-esteem, I can speak to public, and you know, I could just be a good president. It was very frightening, but then I could manage, and I'll make my school a better place for my students.
I think it is useful because students should have a voice and not everything the upper head say we agree with it. So I think we should have a voice so everybody could feel comfortable, and maybe we'll see a production within the students.
I was thinking that the student council could work along with the prefect system in terms of establishing order, in terms of being respectful to teachers, wearing the right uniform.
Student council meetings continue each Tuesday until the end of October 2018. The meetings are expected to increase awareness among students about student councils and to assist the ministry in achieving its goal of having a national student council by the end of the current academic school year. For the National Report, I'm Annette Moore.
That story just brought the curtains down on the National Report for today, Friday, October 12th. Let's recap the top story. Ministry of Foreign Affairs announces diplomatic representation for the upcoming cycle. On behalf of the entire news team, I am Rakisha St. Louis saying thank you for viewing.
Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new National Party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.